Next up, the lost ballparks. When just 16 teams existed in baseball, the game was played in just a handful of ballparks. Today, only Yankee Stadium, Fenway Park, and Wrigley Field remain. The others make up the lost ballparks of the Golden Age.
I would have dearly loved to have spent 1 year in the decade of the 50s broadcasting big league baseball, and to work at Ebbets Field and the Polo Grounds and Sportsman's Park in St. Louis and Shibe Park in Philadelphia.
I'm one of the few people who like the old Cleveland Municipal Stadium, which they call the Mistake by the Lake.
I pitched in the first night game I ever played in Cleveland in 1939. Beat the Detroit Tigers on a one-hitter. It was a great ballpark. I kind of hated to see it go.
It was this wonderful, embracing, double-decker ballpark.
If you were sitting down the baselines in an upper deck box, you had one of the greatest seats in baseball. I mean, you were right on top of the action.
They were neighborhood ballparks, and they fit into the contours and the crosses of the streets.
And almost all those parks had very deep dimensions and also very short dimensions.
One such place was the home of the New York Giants, the Polo Grounds, located on 157th Street in Upper Manhattan.
Oh, the Polo Grounds. It was unique. You got off the subway and you were, 3 stories higher than the field itself. It was in a cavity.
It was a beautiful place. The Polo Grounds was heaven.
Ball player could hit a ball 490 feet and it could be caught for an out, or it could hit a ball 257 feet and it would go over the right field wall and be a home run.
My God, this is a huge horseshoe. Looks like a huge horseshoe. I remember that the clubhouse was dead straight away in center field. There was bleachers on either side and an open area that led to the steps going up to the clubhouse.
We had to go up those staircase out there in center field, and God, the things they threw at us, I don't even want to tell you.
There was this huge Chesterfield sign in the Polo Grounds, and smoke actually came out of the sign. Looked like it was coming out of the stands, but somehow or other it came out and then evaporated in the air.
Meanwhile, in Washington, the Senators were not the only ones to call Griffith Stadium home.
There were some houses in center field, just beyond the wall, that when they were building the ballpark, those people wouldn't sell.
So they actually built the ballpark around the house. The wall actually came in toward you and then went parallel at an angle hitting right field.
Real estate was also an issue at Philadelphia's Shibe Park, home to both the Phillies and A's.
People could sit on the rooftops and watch the games. The owners of those houses would sell tickets to the ball game. Ultimately, Connie Mack, realizing that he was not getting any of this revenue, decided to raise the wall. The nickname the neighborhood people gave to it, the Spite Wall.
Another unique aspect to many of these parks was the fans' proximity to the action.
There was also an intimacy between the players and the fans in the older ballparks.
I knew when their kids were getting married, who was sick, who had passed away. You knew families.
Crosley Field in Cincinnati was another cozy park that gave the fans an intimate experience with the players.
The players could not get to the field from the clubhouse unless they walked through the stands. And you could talk to them, they'd talk back to you, and it was really kind of a nice relationship.
You walked through and said, "Hey Mac, hey Tom, hey Mary, how you doing? Everything's good, yeah. Yeah, I brought you some cookies. Oh, thank you very much."
Whenever it was a player's birthday, we would bake him a birthday cake. We'd hand it to him just as he was coming through the gate to come to the field.
Crosley Field was fun because they had
That hill in left field, you had to run up and down a hill. It was very tough to play because you're looking at the ball and all of a sudden you're running up a hill.
I saw Willie Stargell, fell down once, got up, fell down again, and then just sat there and caught the ball.
Whether it was the hill in Crosley Field, the pavilion at Sportsman's Park, or the overhang of Tiger Stadium, the lost ballparks of the Golden Age each had a unique touch. They are the charms we remember from baseball's Golden Age.
I went to Tiger Stadium the last year it was there, and I would walk around and sit in different seats. And no matter where I sat, I'd hear someone behind me say, "Dad, remember when we came out when I was a kid and so-and-so played and we went there?"
The ballparks that are gone have the charm of being gone. There is something wonderful about being lost.
I think one of the reasons why people get attached to baseball parks and fields is the fact that they see it as some sort of hallowed ground.